Hello, Pisces. Okay, I'm gonna start off by saying I'm so sorry about your full moon video. I did not expect to not be able to remake it. So what happened, I was uploading all the videos and I got to Pisces because it's last on the list and it would not upload. It would not upload. I do everything from my phone and it just kept saying upload failed or something like that. So I tried to transfer the file from my phone to my laptop so I could upload it from the laptop. And when it got to the laptop, it said the file was corrupt. So I don't know what happened there. And then everyone got sick. I was going to try and just redo the whole reading, which I don't like to do because I feel like the message is in the first one. Anyways, everyone got sick. We all took turns. So first I was taking care of the kids. I ended up missing like 2 weeks of work. I think I went to work 1 or 2 days in the middle there when they were better, and then I got sick. So I'm so sorry. Please accept my apologies. And we're going to get into your reading right now. So we're going to look at the new moon energy. If you're new here, if you're new and you're still here after that, nice to meet you. My name is Melissa, and I do zodiac tarot readings based on the new moon energy and then the full moon energy. So we are at the new moon. We're going to look at the new moon November 26th and what energy is coming up for that. The new moon is all about the beginning of the cycle. I'm going to try and do it before it gets dark out. The new moon is about the beginning of the cycle, but also about, letting go of the last cycle. So for me, the new moon can be represented by the death card. It is the ending of something so that we can make room for something new. The new moon is where we plant our seeds, where we put our intentions out there to be manifest at the full moon. So then we will look at your full moon and see what came to be, what comes to the surface that needs to be dealt with. But for now, we're looking at your new moon. So new moon energy for Pisces. I already have one card jump out. Okay. All right. That one, those both keep coming up. Okay. So the overall energy for the new moon is the 3 of Wands and the Star. Okay. So I keep seeing these cards, so there's definitely a big surge of energy for this new moon, and I really feel like there's just a lot of healing going around. It's really kind of taking pause, and really just kind of making a plan, like what the next steps should be. But we have the Star card, and that keeps coming up too. That reveals the healing that needs to take place. A lot of times we know we need to heal, we just don't know where to start or what it is actually that we're healing from. And I feel like right now is a good time to set the intention to please reveal what needs to be healed. What do I need to work on? This is really just kind of putting a plan together, seeing what comes of the plan, and really the wands for me are they represent spirit. This is, could be spiritual healing that needs to happen. Okay, so we had another card jump out, and that would be the Queen of Swords. Okay, this is definitely standing in your own truth. Okay, this is you not being afraid to speak up for yourself. That could really be what needs to be healed, but setting the intention to reveal what needs to be healed and then really communicating. I feel like the healing that needs to take place is going to require you to communicate, possibly in a manner that you normally would not communicate. You might have to be very steadfast. Okay, steadfast. Hold on. Steadfast in the direction of truth, whatever that means. That's what I'm hearing. Be steadfast in the direction of your truth. Now, I feel like I've heard something similar to that somewhere, possibly in scripture. I'm not sure, but I don't feel like that's exactly the case. I feel like they switched it a little bit. Steadfast in the journey to your truth. Okay, that might be better. That makes more sense. Be steadfast in the journey to your truth. Okay, that's what I've got. Okay. So I feel like that's where we're kind of starting the cycle. We're starting the cycle in a place where you're trying to figure out what needs to be healed. Yeah, I feel like this might take a couple cycles. I feel like this cycle will all be all about kind of revealing what needs to be healed for you. And that, you know, like that kind of, I feel like that's what should come out of the full moon. When we get to that full moon energy where everything is at its peak, that's where it's kind of revealed to you. But I feel like you have to put in the work and you have to have that determination. I'm getting determination right now. Determination to see the truth when it is revealed to you, to recognize that communication when it comes to you. Okay, so I feel like that's what our overall kind of energy is for this cycle. And I feel like it's going to take a couple cycles to get there. So, all right, new moon energy. What does Pisces need to know? What does Pisces need to know? Oh, what does Pisces need to know to help them on this journey? Whoa. Okay, that one, but not those ones. Another sword. We have the Page of Swords. What does Pisces need to know to help them on this journey? Then we have the Knight of Wands. Okay, and the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. I feel like there's, okay, this is definitely growth. I know they're not suited, but I see the page kind of growing into the Knight. The Page of Swords, communication, knowledge, kind of learning something about maybe even yourself, kind of growing into this passionate Knight, this passionate and creative Knight. So I really feel like it's a growth journey. The Wheel of Fortune to kind of make sure you're being steered in the proper direction to be in the fortune that you want. Fortune not having anything to do with money in this particular case. I feel like it's really a maturity growth, a growth and maturity to reach a place of where you feel fortunate and not in the sense of finances. I feel like this is in a feeling fortunate in life, like you're doing what your soul wants you to do. You are kind of aligning with that purpose. Again, going back to the Queen here of, you know, steadfast on your journey to your truth. I feel like there's a maturity growth that has to happen here. That's what's kind of going on here. The communication is naive. The communication is still young. There's some work that needs to be done on the communication skills. Possibly, I'm feeling like the throat chakra, blue kyanite. That's what I'm wearing. That's great for the throat chakra. Really, any blue stone. I also like lapis lazuli for the throat chakra. It's kind of a darker blue. Sodalite, also wonderful there. Just for strengthening on, you know, keeping your truth, speaking the truth, speaking with clarity, and speaking up for yourself, right? Which I feel like is kind of what needs to kind of be worked on a little bit. But also, you know, it could be knowledge. The swords also can represent, you know, like thinking, learning, knowledge. You know, somebody starting school, this could definitely be a student, if you identify with that. But it's growing into a creative knight, somebody who's on the ready, a rescuer, somebody who is not afraid to jump in there. This is a passionate knight, somebody who's passionate, creative, and possibly spiritual. I feel like that is your growth journey. And what it does for you is changes your direction. You feel like you are headed in the right direction, where you are fortunate in life, period. Like you have grown into who you want to be. So, do we have any advice for Pisces? Any advice for Pisces? Okay. Ooh, yeah. Any advice for Pisces? Okay, got 2 cards. Gosh, that one keeps coming out too. Woo. All right, the first one that jumped out is the King of Cups. King of Cups, being really in tune with your emotions, making decisions based on how you feel about something. Very similar in nature to the high priestess. However, the king is more, like he oversees other people, a kingdom. It's really ruling from the heart. So allowing your emotions to have a role and say in what you do next. We also have the Queen of Wands, who, again, wands are spirit, right below the Knight of Wands, actually. Spiritual in nature, somebody who's passionate and creative, mature, and has kind of been there and done that. I feel like that's a person in your life that could be somebody that helps. So as for advice, it's definitely ruling from your heart, getting in touch with your emotions to help guide you, being guided by your emotions. But I also feel like there is somebody possibly that could be an advisor. I'm hearing the word advisor. There's a trusted advisor in your circle who is a little bit more mature, possibly spiritual, but definitely experienced, who's experienced in life, creative, passionate, and willing to help, loves helping others, somebody that will kind of be there for you. Do we have anything else for Pisces? Anything? Ooh, okay. Oh, that's a lot of cards. Let's do it. They came out face up. Oh, I almost knocked over the whole table. Oh my goodness. Where are you? Okay, that's the Queen of Cups down there. So the Queen of Cups came out. We have the King of Cups, okay? A mated pair here. We also have the Hermit, more spiritual growth. This is you working on your own internal stuff, right? Oh, I kind of like that lighting better, except for I keep getting the reflection of my phone. Spiritual growth, it's working on yourself, being in tune with yourself. Then we have the World, which comes right next to the Wheel of Fortune. We have that cycle, right? It looks like a cycle. There's, even if you put them next to bicycle, right? There's a cycle there. There's definitely, it's breaking a cycle, I feel like. You growing yourself internally to break a cycle, which brings you the World. Again, fortune. You feel like you have found your place in the world. Thank you. Ace of Wands, more spirituality, creativity, something new coming in for you. I feel like working on yourself. Okay, I feel like the connection between these two, even though the Hermit is not, the Hermit is a major arcana card, but he has this wand, right? He has a wand. It's very similar in nature here. I feel like working on yourself internally will help bring this new opportunity your way. There is definitely some growth to be had here. We also have the Emperor. The Queen of Cups that fell on the floor that I'm not going to knock over the table to try and get. I'll get that later. But again, the Emperor, being in charge, like feeling like you understand yourself inside and out. That is definitely the direction that we're working on here. It's all about knowing what needs to be healed, though. And I feel like you may already know what that is, but it's definitely a growth pattern. We have a cycle that you're breaking by growing out of it. You're going to you are working on that growth and headed toward that journey to your truth, by kind of going internal and growing spiritually. And I feel like these two are right next to each other. I feel like there's definitely somebody that you can trust, and that will bring you some kind of creative wisdom, inspiration. Okay, creative inspiration here. There's definitely some inspiration coming your way. And I feel like it's just something that you are working on. Like maybe the intention is really just to live your own honest truth and then see what comes from that. I feel like great things will come from that. We have the Wheel of Fortune and we have the World. This is, bringing everything together into one beautiful package for you. So I feel like even a simple intention of living your truth. Who am I? Let me know who I am so that I can live my truth, is definitely a great intention for you to put out there. But I feel like it takes you on this path because there's so many cards out here. Like you got way more cards than anybody else. Possibly because I missed your last reading, but they all kept coming out. So we're taking them all. This is a great message. And it's really about living your truth, knowing who you are. And it brings you to a place where you are ruling from the heart and taking your emotions into account when you make decisions that kind of bring you on this path of fortune. And fortune doesn't mean financial success. It's that, you know, you feel like you've found your place in the world. And I feel like that's what's most important to you, is knowing where you belong. And you find that. You do find that. It's going to take a lot of internal work. And I feel like there's definitely some people around you that will help you with this, particularly somebody feminine in nature, kind of more mature, experienced in the world. There's definitely that person there for you. But it's all about embodying your truth and knowing that that's where you want to be, is, you know, but where is my truth? So I will see you in the next video. I hope that made sense. There's a lot of information in there. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a blessed day.